Once upon a time, there was a boy named Arjun. He was the brightest student in his class, always standing first in his exams. He was also quite talented in sports, making everyone proud. But despite his achievements, Arjun had a mischievous side. He often played pranks on his younger brother and his friends, making fun of them in ways that sometimes went too far. His parents were deeply worried about his behavior. They loved him dearly, but they couldn't understand why he found joy in troubling others. They often talked to him about kindness and compassion, but it seemed like Arjun was not ready to listen. One day, during the Diwali festival, Arjun and his younger brother were outside, excitedly bursting firecrackers. The night was lit with colorful sparks, and children's laughter echoed in the neighborhood. As the boys played, a street dog wandered near, walking calmly down the road. Arjun suddenly had a nasty idea. He quickly grabbed a firecracker and, without thinking, tied it to the poor dog's tail. Before his brother could stop him, he ignited the cracker. The dog, startled and terrified, started running wildly, yelping in fear. Arjun laughed, thinking it was funny to see the animal so frightened. But his laughter didn't last long. The dog, now furious, began chasing Arjun and his brother, barking loudly. Panicked, Arjun and his brother ran as fast as they could. But as Arjun looked over his shoulder to see the dog still chasing them, he didn't notice the rocks in his path. He tripped and fell hard to the ground. To his horror, the bag of crackers and a few of them ignited. The firecrackers started bursting all around him. Arjun screamed in pain and fear as sparks flew everywhere. His brother shouted for help, and soon their parents and neighbors rushed to the scene. Arjun was quickly taken to the hospital. When he finally opened his eyes in the hospital room, he saw his parents and his little brother standing by his bed. His mother's eyes were red from crying, and his father looked deeply concerned. The doctor was quietly speaking to his mother, explaining Arjun's injuries. Arjun felt ashamed. He could see the worry in their eyes, and guilt washed over him. His father sat beside him, his voice firm yet kind. "Arjun," he said softly, "what you did to that poor dog was wrong. You tried to hurt it, and in the end, you were the one who got hurt. Hurting others, whether they are animals or people, never leads to anything good." Arjun's heart sank. He realized how foolish and cruel his actions had been. He had caused pain to an innocent animal and had frightened his brother too. Tears welled up in his eyes as he looked at his family. "I'm so sorry, Dad," Arjun whispered, his voice trembling. "I didn't mean for things to go this far. I'll never hurt any animals again. I promise I'll change." His father smiled gently and patted Arjun's hand. "We're proud of you for realizing your mistake, son. It's never too late to become a kinder person." From that day on, Arjun kept his promise. He no longer played cruel pranks or made fun of others. He started caring for the animals in his neighborhood, even leaving food and water out for the street dogs. His parents were happy to see this change in him, and Arjun felt much better, knowing he was becoming someone kind and compassionate. And so, Arjun learned one of the most important lessons in life: that true happiness comes not from causing pain, but from spreading kindness. So children, what did we learn from this story? We should never hurt any animals. We should treat them with kindness and, if possible, provide support for their food.